Hello guys, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And first of all, I'd like to give an apology at the start, prematurely so to speak, because do have some kind of a migraine. Okay, so I do apologize for that. My energy could be quite low this live stream, and also I'll try to make it as short as possible as well, because truly my head is kind of pounding right now. And of course, always at the table is an option to cancel, but I have canceled quite too many lately because of migraines. I don't know what is going on. I mean, I have them quite frequently, and obviously something that I will have to deal with. Uh, Hakuna Matata. Hello, Sean. Yeah, it's quite of an Hakuna Matata right now. We do use that expression when shit's really hit the fan here. Welcome to the stream. Well, Howard, welcome to the stream as well. So yeah, I'll try to do it, of course, quicker, shorter, much more condensed messages today, and I hope you would like it that way. So today's reason is because today, at exactly actually, yes. Yeah, it's today for you. It's 14 for you. At exactly 11:17 p.m. So it's about to happen, all right? Mercury goes direct. So the most common reason to be blamed for, our misdeeds and misfortunes, it's now gonna be gone. And that is the topic of tonight's live stream. If you had paid attention to the thumbnail, you would have saw there three cards. Which are those? The first one, that will be the Empress, followed by the second card of the Emperor himself, and the third one, that will be the Chariot. Okay, so we do have these three cards like that. Well, thank you, Sean. Thank you. And as soon as, at least, if those tarot cards are to be believed, with when Mercury moves direct, now there will be much bigger incentive for us to make a long-term plans. Now, what truly made an impression into me is that interaction in between the Empress and the Emperor here. Okay, this is a quite rare elemental dignity that happens, and especially in that particular regard that we do have here. That is when you do make plans, and the plans, they don't have to be very loose. The plan itself, what should be loose, it's the point, or rather like the end point, the end of the line. So you do make plans, all right, and how far they are gonna get you, that should be a loose end, for you, for me, for everyone. That pretty much speaks that the plan should refer to much bigger things than what we go through usually. For example, now is the time for us to make plans on our happiness, and how to increase that happiness, when this is gonna end, and how now that should not be the concern, truly. For monetary gain, success, bringing up business on thy feet, the same thing, and that should be the primary cause in the general energy that Mercury direct unleashes and unhinges upon the world. And with the Chariot having it on the other side of the Empress, that kind of like shows that no matter how big the odds are stacked against our plans, ultimately the odds will have no chance should we have determination and iron will to proceed with the plan itself. One last thing before I move forward is that it will be imperative that those plans are made under distress, not stress, but distress. What I mean is that it will serve us very well if we do have a certain retreat. For example, tomorrow, and that is something that I haven't planned, all right? I just drew these cards today, but I planned my retreat for a week for about a month ago. And tomorrow I'm traveling. And when I say retreat, I don't mean from the channel, okay? So yeah, there will be that traveling of mine, and hopefully that will help me for the future. I hope you do have your own idea how to make your retreat, even if it's going to be about 2 hours. That is going to help you tremendously. Tiona, thank you for the $2 a super chat support. Thank you, Tiona. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your card. You're going to have your reading, what this Mercury direct is going to bring you. Taco, today's your birthday. Oh my god. You're exactly, not exactly, but an year and a half younger than me, mate. Happy birthday. Thank you, Taco, for the 22 US dollars super chat support. Thank you. All right. So with that, hold on a second. All right. So with that said, a few notes about the show before I move forward is that there are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. I'm going to start from Aries, and I am going to end up with a Pisces. I just, again, want to make a small, tiny, but very important disclaimer. That is a reading for the star sign. It is not your personal reading. Of course, it's going to affect you one way or another, right? But not, how can I put it into words, in specific way, right? So you should count it as an influence rather than exactly what's going to happen, and use it as a guidance. If you do want to have your own personal reading, you can always go to my website. At the very front page, you're going to find a full list of my services, also their pricing. So based on your budget and as well your needs, you can find whichever service is going to suit your best. That is for tarot. If you do want an astrology reading, you can always turn to a Pisces Moonbeam, which is an astrologer that we are working in a collaboration. And you can see her typing in the chat, maintaining that community. Thank you, Pisces Moonbeam. Air kiss for you as well. And of course, anyone who decides to support the stream and the channel through Super Chat, you're going to have or a PayPal, just like, hold on a second, someone did it just now. Yasmin, of course. Thank you, Yasmin, for the 20 US dollars PayPal support. Let me put you into the list. The end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading, how the Mercury direct is going to affect you. Okay. So, yeah, if you decide to support the stream and the channel in either of those ways, you're going to have your reading at the end. But even if you don't have the means to do so, if you do like the video and as well subscribe for the channel, that is going to help the channel tremendously. And as well, if you think that these videos are going to help someone that you do know, don't shy to share as well. All right, so first things first, let's see what Mercury direct is gonna bring for Aries. First card for Aries is the Five of Cups. The second card, that will be the Two of Pentacles. And the third one is going to be the Emperor. Those are cards. Well, it's more of a realization for you, Aries, okay? And it is the realization that you don't have to carry on that burden. You don't have to deal with that thing, right? Or you don't have to put up with that crap. Simple as that. And what that is going to bring, you know, that realization, which Mercury is going to present you with in the next, how much time that is. Hold on a second. Let's see when the next ingression of Mercury is. Have Mars here, 11th of June, right? 6 a.m. Mercury moves to Gemini, 11th of June. So from now up until 11th of June, it's a month, give or take few days. So within that time frame, for you Aries, you know, you are gonna have that realization. You don't have to put up with that crap. You know, you don't have to endure whatever kind of brings pressure and also requests your, so to speak, kind of like dedication. And what this is going to do is make you regretting your current position, make that regret fixable, and basically, what's the English word? Temporary, for a lack of better expression. And also there is a pretty big chance here to see your losses, for as much as you have them up until this point, as gains, because they truly are gonna be. You know, you may lose a person, like lose a friendship with a person, and few days from now you are gonna see, oh my god, thank god I'm not associated with that individual anymore. Well, slime love, I was always here. So I could say the same thing, but I'm glad you're around. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, we have Aries. Moving next, we have Taurus. Seven of Cups. With the Judgment. And the Eight of Wands. Mercury for you is gonna be that cold splash, you know, you do have after quite of a night under the influence. And in that night under the influence, this is figuratively speaking, right? When you are in that night under the influence, you have your party, all kind of crazy things are going through your mind and whatnot. And at the morning, when you do have that cold splash given to you by your parents or by, I don't know, by your significant one, do realize the major part of these things you said are actually fantasies. But that doesn't mean that things are gonna be bad by any means. Just on the contrary, it is just, you know, Mercury, when Mercury goes direct for you, Taurus, what's possible and what's impossible is going to become very clear. And on top of that, what will be clear is how to make the possible reality. So you, at the very least, you're going to have a really good option available in front of you. You don't have to like it. Even if you don't like it, that doesn't make it bad option available. And for lack of better expression, you're going to find yourself, doesn't matter you like it or not, you're going to find yourself being compelled to try it out. Okay, next we do have Gemini. You're welcome, Taco. Six of Wands. The Emperor. The Ace of Swords. All right. Basically, what those cards are showing, guys, is that people are going to see you for who you really are, and they are going to acknowledge that for the most part in a very, very good regard, right? Toils you put at your work, acknowledged. Efforts you make in your family, acknowledged. You know, positions you do have in your social circle, acknowledged. Basically, bottom line here is that for the most part, you will be acknowledged as a quite of could I put it into the words, resourceful and reliable individual, primarily affecting your career here, Gemini. Very likely that within the next couple of weeks, your management is to see you as the person for the job. That is how I would like to say it. Yeah. That's the main thing that those cards are showing. That is something that Mercury direct is gonna bring for you, or in other words, is gonna open up the eyes of the others for your blessings and your, for lack of a better word, goodness. Next, we do have Cancer. King of Swords. Four of Swords. A Hangman. Well, that is interesting because you do have two directions here. One is an alternative way, right? So basically, Mercury direct is going to give you an alternative way, but also what else is going to show up in your life here is a relief. Not that much, because there will be some withdrawal of odds that you have stacked against you, then it's gonna be much because you are going to kind of like figure out a way how to move through those odds and eventually conquer them. Okay. Or in another word said, what Mercury directs brings to you solution. You know, how to fix the problems of your relationship, problems of your career, or you know, your social interactions, wherever you do have problems at. And doesn't matter the field, what is going to be in common is that solution is going to serve everybody. Okay, it's going to be of use of you and also of use of those involved into it. So there will be no complaints in regards to the solution. All right, next we do have Leo. Ace of Swords. Knight of Wands. King of Wands. Well, I immediately have the answer, but you know, when I do say that answer to a private person, they usually end up being insulted. But I'm gonna say it anyway. When Mercury goes direct for you, you are quickly gonna come to understanding what good of you, right? What you're good at, what can come the best of your influence, or kind of like your efforts as well, or how far you can go with one thing or another, how far your personal project can go, how far your relationship can go, you know. Well, it's more personal than just a relationship. It's more of the ambition that we do have here. You have certain ambition, how far that ambition can go, right? That's what's gonna come into light, for a lack of better expression. And alongside with it as well, a few enterprises that can feed at least the start of that ambition. And also something very important that is going to click into your mind here, Leo, is that you need a little bit more fun. Right? You need, well, actually, by those King of Wands and Knight of Wands being next to the Ace of Swords, quite a lot of fun. Right? So I hope that you do give that indulgence to yourself, at least for the next couple of weeks. All right, moving next, we do have Virgo. Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Cups. King of Cups. This is such a strange reading. It is another shot that will be granted to you. I don't know what it prefers. Maybe another shot to win the heart of your person of interest. Maybe another shot on the client, another shot on the project. Are you sure that Mercury Direct is going to give you another shot? So it's a great thing. And by the way, that shot is going to be very different from the previous one. In fact, with this one, for what they show, you will make a huge difference. Okay, so that's what those cards are showing here, that you are going to have a shot. And there is quite a lot into it as well. I mean, that will be alongside some kind of other distractions, but I'm just not going to talk about that right now. Just what you need to know is that things doesn't have to be like they are right now. You can make them better, and you're going to have shot on that next 3.5 weeks, up until the 11th of June this year. Moving next, we have Libra. King of Cups for Libra. The Lovers. Five of Pentacles. Is a bit being a victim of the circumstances, kind of. Not a bad circumstances, but yet not by your decision, discretion, and as well choice. So at best, I describe it with an example. Imagine that you are a child, right? And your parents sign you for some kind of a sport that you haven't choose, but they saw that you do have a talent for it, so they took the educated decision instead of you. And when that is presented in the next 3.5 weeks to you, I mean, your boss may have had a choice made for you, like signed you for some kind of qualification or assigned you in a certain project without asking you. Right? Your spouse may have made a choice for you. And when you find out about it, you will be pissed off. I mean, you're going to be fuming. Some of you may even become a quadrant of rage, something that I do become when that is done to myself. And not much of because, you know, the choice have been made for you, but because it was not compliant to your preferences. And in order to kind of like carry on with the whole thing, you have to make personal changes of your lifestyle, like your schedule, like things you do and all these kind of things. But other than that, it's a pretty damn good choice being made for you. All right. So in the long run, it's gonna carry you for a long run. So you know. All right. We have Scorpio afterwards. The Strength, Page of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. It's a quite of a enthusiastic new endeavor, which we will, as a Scorpio, we will have to give our permission to. And once given or denied, it's gonna stick. What I mean is that, imagine it, someone approaches us with a collaboration and we decide, all right, let's give it a go. We can't just walk away from it afterwards. Or we'll decide, no, you know what, I'm good, man. I mean, if I change my mind, I know where I can find you. No, you don't. I mean, you may find them, but they are not going to be up to it anymore. So it's a one-way ticket, right? But other than that, for what those cards are showing here, quite of an enthusiastic new endeavor. It's what this Mercury direct gives us to Scorpio. It could, you know, that the endeavor could happen to be in our personal life or in our business world. And another thing which pretty much I love seeing here is that we ain't gonna put with the crap of others, meaning that people don't like us, well, they're welcome to leave. And another thing as well is that we are gonna seek less and less approval, and as well, yeah, it's again approval, not just only for our actions, but yet for the actions to come. Then we do have Sagittarius. Six of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. What those cards are showing is that the hard times are kind of over. And under hard times, I mean the times where, for example, you had to do someone else's job, right? Have to clean up someone else's mess. And where it wasn't exactly clear who is who and who what should have done and what responsibility was attached to him. These cards describe or divulge that the hierarchy is going to be put again to bear, and no one will be able to escape its long hands, so to speak. Which to you, what this means is that finally, kind of like you are going to be left, so to speak, alone, and you can proceed with your own personal goals that you have signed up for in general. But definitely these cards are showing that the things are gonna become much easier, and quite a few responsibilities are gonna be off your shoulders because simply they're not yours to be held accountable to. All right, next we do have Capricorn. Knight of Cups. Six of Swords. Six of Cups. Those three cards are pretty, well, I was about to say chill transit for you, Capricorns. When I say chill, I mean laid back, right? It's because what Mercury brings for you, it's personal kind of like realization, what's important for you, not for the grand scheme of things, not for, you know, what you have been expected, but for you personally. In other words, you are going to make your life quite more happier than it is right now, clinging to your blessings, realizing that you actually do have much more than you are playing with at that particular moment in order to make your life more comfortable and as well happier. And above everything else, that you do have what you need in order to kind of get what you want. And you can strive for whatever dream you do have right now. All right, next we do have Aquarius. Four of Cups. Queen of Cups. The Fool. That contains a little bit more complexity I would like to, at least for tonight's live stream, because again my head is pounding right now, and oh my god. Alright, I would say it that way. Mercury direct. Next 3.5 weeks. What will come clear, or what will become clear to you, Aquarius, to us, is that there is a point to it. Currently, if I'm talking from my personal standpoint, I don't know what these cards are talking about. Probably I will find out next 3.5 weeks. They do say there is a point into it. Okay, there is a kind of more to be accomplished, and the current state, even if you may think that kind of like it's either over or that's the maximum that can be accomplished, it's a state of beguilement. So we are beguiling ourselves that that's actually the best that there is. There is more to it, but it lays beyond. It is lying beyond our current kaleidoscope. And in order to get there, I mean, you will need, we, all of us, Aquarius, we will need to kind of like be more emotionally detached from the whole thing. And the example is, for example, if you think that your current job is the most you can get into, right? That is because you're looking at it from emotional standpoint, whether you like or dislike what your future moves can be. For as soon as you do detach those emotions, then you are to see where you can grow much more fruits from your labor, and after that consume them. And I'm talking about for a really long time, enterprise here, not just something that will carry on for the next 3.5 weeks. The next 3.5 weeks, it is just the start of it. Another thing is that you do have, well, I can't say much, but you do have more people caring for you, that do care for you, than you may think. That is also something that the Mercury direct is going to reveal to you. And the last one for tonight as a star sign, that will be Pisces. Page of Wands. Five of Wands. The High Priestess. Well, I don't want to lie to you. I mean, these cards may show that your illusion that someone loves you will be shattered. All right, that is a very big chance to happen. But on the flip side, these cards are also showing that an individual that you may know or may not know yet is going to bring you a really good option available. And when I say really good, I mean the salvation type event, right? Salvation type of or scavenging type of event, where you can salvaging, I'm not scavenging but salvaging, I'm sorry, type of event where you can salvage your situation, salvage your business, right? Salvage your love, whatever the case, okay? But it will require a lot of involvement from your behalf, and also a big open mind, a huge open. In fact, the only thing you must have is open mind. As soon as you try to implement some kind of a fixed ideas, the whole thing is gonna fall down. It's gonna kind of like go and fall in flames, kind of like crumble like a house of cards. Oh, it's a difficult transit for you, Pisces. I mean, having an open mind, I don't know if that's your trait, actually. I'm not expert in astrology. I know that Pisces are more a fantasy star sign, you know, where they like to see things from the bright side and all that. But I don't know if that classified as an open mind. All right. So that was the 4 star signs. Now the super chat. Just give me a minute. All right, Taco, let's see what this transit is gonna bring you. Those are the 3 cards for you, Taco. I mean, I will be very curious, man, and I will appreciate if you do keep me on the loop with all that. But according to these cards, you should come up to Mercury direct should bring you with the upper hand, so to speak, to come up with a really good. I can't really say that it is a deal, but a really good strategy to resolve the situation with your inheritance or a traveling, one of the two things here. Okay, so if you do have your hands tied right now, you will be unleashed for all purposes. So yeah, that is something that you should expect for the next 3.5 weeks to come up with a really, really good solution how to sort the things out with the matter of whether your inheritance or you're traveling. Mattia, thank you for the $20 PayPal support. Thank you, Mattia. You're gonna have your reading in a minute. Okay, you're gonna have your reading in a minute. Next, we do have Yasmin. There could be, by the way, taco lawyers involved, right? All right. I don't know, Yasmin, I don't know your current personal state here, personal situation. Those are cards. But it seems that you're going to have an admirer, right? That is what Mercury retrogrades is going to do. Direct, I'm sorry, is going to do for you. Is going to flush out a secret admirer that you do have. And the flush should happen through some kind of a gift that you will figure out who sent it to you. The gift could be as well some kind of a favor, all right? Doesn't have to be a material gift. But you are gonna kind of like uncover who did it. And yeah, I mean, that will throw you a bit of balance, by the way. You aren't gonna know at the start what to do about it. And that's okay, right? Take your time. Just so you know, it is at least for the near future, at best, you know, that could be friends with benefits, just at best. But just for the near future. The long distant one, like we said at the start of tonight's live stream, I mean, you gotta give it a loose end here, right? All right, next, Mattia. All right, Taco. So if you can't, mate, please keep me in the loop for that, because it will be really interesting to know how accurate that reading is gonna show up to be. But yeah, that one of your children is a member of some kind of society or organization, there is a big chance that that is what those cards are referring. Those are the cards we have. Okay. And should they be very personal to you rather than referring to one of your children? Kind of like the result of them is going to be that you and, how can I put it into words? You're a person that you're kind of like on the wrong foot right now with. That stance will be fixed because, right. So probably it's something personal. That stance will be fixed because the true nature of theirs, I mean, they're going to uncover the true nature. Here is the problem. All right, that individual present themselves being really tough and somewhat unattached or unaffected, for lack of better expression, of what is going on around them, but actually they are very frail and fragile from within. And of course they're not showing that, and everything builds up, and at a certain point it's kind of like the whole bubble bursts, and that is the reason why you have ended on the wrong foot, or you are on the wrong foot right now with. But when all that is talked about, I mean, there is a pretty big chance here for you to kind of like fix that relationship, but ultimately it's going to be up to you. Okay. Other than that, Mattia, be prepared for some excellent newses, kind of like few type of news that is going to come your way, which are going to be pretty pleasant and quite excellent for you. I mean, they're going to be good news that are striving your way within the Mercury direct period. Most of them are going to be about how can I put it into words, confirmation that things are going just great right now, whether with your business or with your personal life, with your routine. Bottom line is that when these news starts piling up, you will kind of like come to realization that you don't have to change much with, how you tackle with life in general. Sean, thank you for the 10 US dollars. You are next, and then Tiona. All right, let's see what you got, Sean. Right, those are the cards shown. They show that meaningless people are gonna leave you alone, right? It's kind of like they're not going to pollute your your world with weakness, right? And instead of kind of like having to interact with meaningless people, like people that are just devouring your time and nothing actually substantial comes out of this interaction. All right, Mattia. Oh, is it Mother's Day? Happy Mother's Day, Anna. So instead, what will happen is that it will be a congregation in between you and one or two other individuals, which you're going to find very loyal and faithful, and you will have a very profound discussions and deliberations about mutual kind of like situations, or could be business situations, or just kind of like man-to-man situations. But the point is that they're problematic situations, and it's very likely that you will find a solution to those problems. Okay. So bottom line is that Mercury direct is going to bring you the understanding whom you can rely on. That will be the kind of like the reason of all these things. All right, next, Tiona. Your card, Tiona, Four of Swords. Well, Mercury direct is gonna shine out that certain concerns you have or problems that you do have simply does not require your attention. They do not deserve your attention, right? Because they do not affect you, at least not right now. So you have better things to focus on rather than worrying in vain for things you can't do much about right now. Uh-huh. Ah, they are all fixed, by the way. I was at the dentist a month ago, and he found cavity on the tooth that was untouched, and he just fixed them, you know. And he dressed actually all my wisdom teeth in a way that they can't catch a cavity or anything. In fact, so yeah, oh, my wisdom teeth are good. Thank you. All right, guys. Uh, Thank you for your patience and as well that you have endured me tonight. Like I said, I do apologize again for the short show. I just have a migraine and I barely can keep my eyes open right now. So hopefully that will be sorted out next time I come up to a live stream, and we're gonna see each other then. Until then, bye.